How's it going, everybody? Welcome. Oh, you can see the camera. Oh, well, that's okay. Can't do anything about that now. It is Devin, half of Dads and Dice, and I am here back after a good long while for another solo stream. This time I am playing some Skara Brea. Paul and I got this game, God, I don't know, time flies now. I was going to say like a month ago, but I think this one has been like 2 or 3 months ago. We played it a handful of times. Actually, this would be, I played it once at 2-player with Paul, and then once 3-player. And yeah, now trying out the solo. Dennis, appreciate that. Yeah, excited to be back. My summer has been busy. Normally for me, summers are what I feel is not as busy, but this summer definitely has been very busy. So anyway, it is good to be back. Although I, found out today, so I am volunteering with my church to lead a group for middle school this next coming school year, and I just found out today, man, time flies, that they meet on Wednesdays. So I was texting Paul earlier today, don't know what that means for my Wednesday streams. So although I've been like crazy with work, now it's going to go into that. And so I told Paul I will probably just take a little bit of time off because I got to figure out just how scheduling works, what day works best. Of course, has to work best for Lacey as well if I'm going to sit here in front of the camera for you guys. So anyway, so I'm going to do this one, and then next week I was talking about potentially doing Teotihuacan again because I really like that game. And then, yeah, we'll just go from there, but Paul and I will continue to stream and do all of that. Yeah, it'll be good. But yeah, today, more importantly, yes, correct. Kids are important, both mine and some middle schoolers that I'm going to be over. But yes, you're absolutely right. So anyway, let's get over to, that's not it. That's it. Some Skara Brea. Sorry about shadows and kind of darkness and stuff. Talking about kids, mine knocked over one of my lights and shattered every bulb that was in it. And so I am down to one light at the moment. So normally I have one on kind of this way and one over here. So I don't know if it looks dark this way or kind of this side of the board. But anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, so we're going to be playing some Skara Brea. I'll do a quick rundown of this because I know Paul and I have streamed it, and Paul actually soloed it now that I think about it. But yeah, Skara Brea, we will be trying to, well, score victory points the way that you do in most games. Victory points are all of these little brown piles of poo or victory points. So the two biggest ways we're going to score victory points is going to be to push up either of these two tracks. This one here is just turning in sets of resources in order to get bigger and bigger amounts of victory points. And then this one is, well, also turning in a type of resource, but it makes for the different cards that we're drafting worth different amounts of money. So we're going to do that. You can also flip over these tiles to, 1, make the actions more powerful, but 2, each tile that you flip over is worth 2 points at the end of the game. And then I honestly can't even remember the rest of in-game scoring. I know like leftover food is victory points. Oh, here we go. These are minus victory points. Leftover food and leftover knives are each 1 victory point. Yeah, that's it. Only difference between this and the solo is, well, 1, it's not like a real draft because we don't have another human player. But we'll be, instead of getting drafting cards, we're just going to have a packet of 4 cards, and then 3 cards, and then 2 cards to kind of simulate a draft, if you will. And so that's what I'll be choosing from. I'll choose a card, play 1 marker in the first round. We're going to do a total of 4 rounds, 3 guess, turns within that. And then the difference between solo, we have these little, like, I don't remember what they're called, tasks or goals or whatnot. So this is like the big one. So by the end of the game, it is to have 8 crafts or 8 tiles flipped over. Otherwise, I lose 5 points. And then these all function about the same way. You trade in that resource or those resources, and you get to do this action. And then if you've not done it by the end of the game, it is 2-point penalty. Can't remember what score I'm shooting for. It's like 40 or 50 or something like that. I don't know. I'm just going to play and see. The only thing I haven't done is I have my stack of tiles for our special abilities here. And so I just drop that one and put that one in there. It says in like the solo you can choose 3 and choose 1. If I have any of these I've played with, I'm not going to use it. I don't think I've played with any of these. So we have spin wool. This uses its own little special thing, and it just gives you this little wool spinner card. So looks like you do this, you get a card. The card's worth 1 point, and then I guess you get wool based off however many of these cards that you have. So a way of getting a bunch of wool. Recruit gets a black worker. I'm gonna have to look what that does. Explore. I'm gonna have to look what both those do because I don't know off the top of my head. Explore, here we go. Draw 2 village cards from the top of the draw pile. Select one to keep, discard the other. If this was a settle card, do not resolve the top or bottom effect. If this was a stone wall or utensil, gain the resource as normal. Once flipped, the player can instead draw 3 cards, discarding 2. And then they get to do the bottom effect, okay? Recruit. Immediately gain 1 black worker. A player can never have more than 3 black workers at the same time. Black workers must be returned at the end of the round, ready to be recruited again in the next round. Black workers act just like regular small workers. Once flipped, action tile that have been turned over may now have 2 small workers placed on them. Still 1 large worker as well. Okay. What is the benefit of the black worker? Because you have to put a worker there to get a black worker. Oh, but it's only at the very end of the round that they clear. So you could do it like the first turn. You're neutral. Oh, I see. Okay. Interesting. That is interesting. Gives a decent amount of flexibility. I don't want to do explore. That one seems fun. 2 small workers can be on a space, is what it said. That's what that means. Once flipped, action tiles that have been turned over may now have up to 2 small workers. Just don't know how useful that is. Or just getting a ton of wool. I mean, getting a ton of wool seems neat. They're worth 1 point each. They're worth 1 point each. The wool can be used to furnish, or it can be used on either side. Let's try the spin wool. Let's try the recruit. know. I'm curious. Honestly, the spin wheel seems very easy. So let's try the recruit. Because I just don't quite know how that one will play. The spin wheel, to me, seems... I'll put these over here. Seems like you're just going to get a ton of points. So I'm going to do that one there. That's it. Ready to start. So in round 1, I will be drafting, well, in all the rounds. But first I'm going to draft from these 4. And I only have 1 worker to use, my big worker up here. And let's see. Well, so 8 flipped seems easy because I like to flip stuff. And then these are just kind of later game resources. So, Paul and I have learned that the best to flip is this craft one. It stinks because these two look at like one of your other piles. So I can just tell you right away, it's not going to be either of those two. I like this one. It gives me some wood, but I don't really have a lot of use for the wood right away. I honestly think I'm just going to take this stone ball. Just set it here. So how the stone ball works is it's worth 2 points at the end of the game, and it just gives you a knife per stone ball that you get. And so as the game goes on, I'll just get more and more stone balls and more knives. That's it. I do need to make sure the knives I know can be used whenever you, I don't know. Actually, I lied. Here they go. Anytime a player needs to count a specific environment icon, it adds one. Okay. At any time, players need to count a specific environment icon for the top or bottom harvest. They may spend a knife. Each knife spent lets them act as if they had one more icon for that environment. Knife for the top harvest to gain more shells or seaweed. For the bottom effect, I see. Is that the only thing? I thought when you gathered you could also do it, but I'm not like 100%. Sorry, I don't honestly totally remember. Game's really not that complicated. Where does it talk about the different buildings? Here we go. Actions. Gather. Place a worker, allows gain the resource of various type. Okay, no. So it's only when either doing the top or the bottom action. They may also resolve the bottom. They may also use a knife for either the harvest or the bottom effect when applicable. Okay. So basically it's saying for this effect or for this bottom effect like this, you can use a knife. Okay, good with that. Then I'm going to use my worker, and I'm going to get the black worker. I should like put these here. I assume I get it immediately. Maybe I should have read all the way. Immediately gain it, yeah. And I want to... I know I want to flip this craft because that is what lets me do a free cook at the end of the round. So... just come get some wool or stone. Hang on, I don't want to keep those there. I want to keep them slightly off. I can have one big worker and one small worker. That means I have no reason not to use the small there. That way I see. That's what you got to do at the beginning. That way I start with almost all my black people. And yeah, let's just get a stone. Okay. That's it. I will clear my workers, and then this is my next pile here. I'm gonna definitely take one of these. So we're gonna put that there. So first I get either a seaweed or a, oh, I took the resource in front of me. I swear I played before. I'm going to take a shell. I'm only going to take one. And then I'm going to get a fish. And with those two, that is enough to cook. And then let's recruit my last guy. Oh, hang on. I can't recruit. I have to spend stuff to recruit. Hold up. It's not free to recruit. Set those out. Interesting. Okay. So, So, let's think about this. Maybe I want, and none of those really would have helped me feed. If I do this, then the turn after I cook, and then I get, yeah, okay. So let's have gathered a shell. That was my first turn. Now I'm going to flip this over. It's not going to change what I want because, what does that do? That gives me, I need stuff I can cook. So yeah, I'm going to keep this. I'm going to get the shell and the fish. And then I am going to cook okay, I'm going to cook it all. Which gives me 3 food. And a bone. Okay. What are my tasks? these are pretty simple. They're, you know, have a cow or a sheep or 2 hides, 2 fish, or a fish and rabbit too, 3 corn, and this is 8 tiles flipped over. Okay. That didn't work like I wanted it to. Well, I did not do what I wanted now that I think about it. Okay. Because I realize now getting the people don't matter this round, but that's okay. I guess I'm setting it up to get them the next round. I could take this and I could use it to do the free craft, or I mean to flip the craft. But at this point I don't think I need to. I think this would be better. Yeah, because I've set myself up where next round yeah, I'm going to take the fish person. So I'm going to get 2 shells and a fish. Yeah, okay, I think this is right. So if I cook now, I'll feed, and then I'll have enough to do this 3 times. So I'll have all my people pretty early. Yeah, let's just try it. So I'm going to cook again. I'm going to cook all this stuff. 1, 2, 3, and a bone. Okay, I think I'm good with that. Upgrades. Well, I think I'm setting myself up to do more next round. I think this is much better, because otherwise I would have basically had to have spent this round like just coming here only to upgrade to have enough to feed, and then let next round be a build round. But instead we'll go to it. It's the end of the round here. My end around the facts, I got to give back all my black workers, don't have any, and then I have to feed. I got 2 workers, so 2 food. And so now, yeah, I can do this 3 times basically right at the beginning. So I will have, you don't net any workers the first time. You net workers after that. I think it'll work. I don't know. We'll see. Take this back. Get my midden. Oh, my midden's stuck together. Okay. And now we get another worker. And let's see. Now we're on to the next round. Think the rabbit, corn and rabbit. Looks pretty good. If I want to flip the craft, this is probably better, but this jumps out the most to me. Yeah, I can't do these trades, so it's definitely this one. All right, so let's get a corn and a rabbit. Should I use a knife? Probably, but I'm not going to. Okay. Now, I'm gonna use a small worker here. 2 bones to get a black worker. Use a big worker here. 2 food to get a black worker. Now, I have my way of getting a worker there. Maybe I now start getting some resources in order to do some upgrading. Could also do some trading. Bless you. I could also do I bypassed on a lot of green people, and green is how I get stone. I'm going to take a yellow. And a stone, I think. Yeah, I'm good with that. What's going on? The Vampire Castle Gaming. Welcome. All right, let's see. Okay. Let's do this. Get 2 yellow. I'm going to trade then 1 yellow for 2 of those. I'm going to use one of the black workers and this 2 food to get this black worker. Cook, craft, trade. Yeah, I want to cook. Do I want to cook? You know what? I might have used a knife for an extra yellow. Yeah, let's try it. Actually, I'm going to use 2 knives. Yeah, let's do it. We're going to use 2 knives. Have gotten 2 extra yellows. The reason is because I want to go ahead and cook a rabbit and 2 corn. Two corn, another food, and a hide. And then I'm going to complete this task. Giving up 3 food. And I get to do this action as though I put a worker there, which is the craft. So I'm going to craft this with the stone and the hide. And then that means I can just use any thing. So it doesn't matter too much. So I'm just going to get, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to get a seaweed because I'm going to use it. Then I'm going to trade, and I'm going to trade these 2 here for this, and I'm going to give up that seaweed for a cow. My plan is to eat that cow. There it is. I didn't remember how else I could get cows. I can get cows there later. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna... So, next I do want to flip this craft. So let's get a stone. Because even if I draw a green card, I will... I need a decent amount of stone anyway. Okay, good with that. Return all my people. So this is the round that I get a lot of payoff because I have all 5 people. Seaweed to wood. I like that. Seaweed to wood. in here somewhere. Alright, so, I mean, the house is fine. It's 2 points. I don't have a problem feeding this round 5 people. Three. I have 2 spaces left. If I can avoid pushing this out, would be good. Don't really want to clean until I flip that. I'm going to take this blue. We're going to get two of those, one seaweed, and the seaweed into wood. Okay. I have to go here and get a wool. I have to go here, spin the stone in the wool to flip this. What else? It actually does jam me up because maybe here's where I'm jammed up now. I need a stone in order to craft. This is what we'll do. We'll go here and we will get another egg. No. We'll go here and get another wood. We'll go to the trade. Trade those 3 wood to move that, and an egg to get a deer. One, two. I'm going to end up over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not anything I can do about that. There's not anything I can do about that, but I think this is better anyway. So I will cook. I honestly probably shouldn't have flipped the craft. I'll deal with it later. I'm going to cook the cow. Get 2 bones, 2 food, and a hide. Okay. Then we go to the end of the round, and I have my end of round cooking, and I'm going to do the deer for food, hide, 2 bones. And then the egg for a food. Okay, then we get our midden, I get 4. Then we feed, 5, 4, 5. Now we get our midden, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. That's it, and then we go on to the next round. I don't have these people, I gotta go get them again. What's going on, Michael? All right, what do we got? I don't want this one. Okay, let's see here. I like this one because it can give me 4 of something that I can then use here. This one gives me a decent clean. Let's do this one, see what happens. I'm gonna get a ton of stuff. Try and make the cooking. And a hide. Nah. We're gonna do this. Alright, so I get 4. I'll just get balls. 2. And a fish. Okay. There's a way to do this, I think. I'm gonna go here. Pay 2 bones. Get a black guy. Go here. Pay a bone and a food. Get a black guy. And then, technically if I craft this, I can put another one here. Maybe, you know what, I should have used my knife. It only counts for the symbols. Use my knife to get another ball. We're gonna try it because I think this will pay off. So I would have gotten another ball with my knife there. And the reason is because now I can craft this. And this lets me put, it's an additional small worker on a space. So now, I'm going to go ahead and cook, and I'm going to cook, I think it's worth it to cook to my capacity. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a bone. That lets me put an additional small worker here. Actually, I think I'm going to use the food. Flipping this or the yellow one is pretty good. I do want to flip the clean before I actually clean, and I do need to clean sometime in this next round. The biggest payoff is if I can... Oh, I can't craft this one. I can only craft this one. That is my way of getting another cow. Potentially getting another cow. I think crafting makes it where you can, or cooking makes it where you cook up to 6. Oh, I can't do that one. What am I saying? This is the only one I can do. This is the one I'm doing. That was easy. Yeah. Easier than I made it. Okay. I think I'm in a pretty good spot. Take back all my workers. So now I have 6 workers for the next 2 rounds. Both those are good. Okay. I probably want this to get the stone. Yeah. So I'm going to take the green guy. Get a stone. And then look at my yellow symbols. Because I just flipped this, I have an additional yellow symbol right there. So I have 3. So I get 3 this. Okay. Now what? I should craft the clean. Yeah, because then I have, because I think food is what's added. Yeah, so I have that, I have that, I have that. Yeah. So we're going to craft that lets me cook. I always forget, or not always, but I forget that these let me do an action. So like if I can get a couple fish or a couple bunnies, okay, let's do this though. I'm gonna craft this, so that and that. Do I go ahead and clean? I can't believe there's not been another stone ball. What a waste of a first turn. I mean, I could use this just to get something else to craft, right? So if I took a stone and a seaweed, or a stone and a wood, neither matter because I want these and one of those two resources. So really it's, I guess, whichever one of these I want to do. I'm probably not going to furnish. So let's get a seaweed. Let's get a seaweed. And a stone. And then let's go craft the cook. I have to do this before I do all my crafts. I need to not forget that. And then let's just do a gather. And then I guess let's do a clean. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. I get one of the 1-point little houses. Moving in only matters if I get to here. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Bringing me to here. I don't totally love that, because next round I would like to go into the round with a lot of food and stuff in order to be able to do my recruit at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Assuming I take another person, 8. I have to feed 7. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to keep that out and get rid of these two. Okay. Let's see. I am so glad I made that decision, because this is also what I was thinking. If I took a blue, which I would have taken a blue if it was up against anything else. If I take a blue, I'm going to get a ton of stuff, which would have pushed back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. let's see, I want 1, 2, 3, 4 balls. Do I want 1 seaweed? Do I want 2 seaweed in case I do clean again? Yeah. And I've taken 2 seaweed. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and a fish. All right. Let's first trade. Let's trade the 4 balls. And a corn for a sheep. Sheep are the worst animal in this game, or the worst resource in this game, because they give 1 wool, and 1 wool does nothing unless you're getting multiple wool. And I almost never take red cards. Don't know why. I feel like the wood does the least. I could probably prove that. Let's see. Doesn't take wood. Doesn't take wood. Doesn't take wood. Yeah, just these take wood. Also, I realize now that the entire bottom row, the left side is stone, and the entire, or I mean, is bones, and the entire top row, the left side is stone, and these are the same: wood, seaweed, wool, seashells, yeah, and then hides. Okay, anyway, getting distracted. Okay, so I did that. So now what do I have to cook? That doesn't give me enough food. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, and I have to feed 7. Bum, bum, bum. I might just be using guys to go get some food to cook. What if I used a guy to go get 2 yellow? I could make that a cow and then cook. What was this action? Trade. Oh, I just traded. Oh. Okay. I could also do a small clean just to get 1 less midden. That's not bad. Okay. What if... Let's do this. Let's get a cow. And then let's trade the cow in to complete this, and I will cook 6 worth, which is this. Three, 2 bone, a hide and a wool. Okay. I'm gonna get 2 more. I don't know if I probably shouldn't have done that I just did, but that's okay. Get 2 more corn. I'm gonna clean 2. It's interesting. I can clean 2 again. Actually, that's probably better. I was gonna say I could either clean 2, or I could just go get enough food and then have enough to cover. But if I get enough food, both do the same thing. Doing it this way, I save my resources, but we're gonna do it this way. I think it'll be all right. So I'm gonna clean 2 again, and this time I'm gonna use this and this. Now, the downside is I do not have a bunch of workers going, or I mean a bunch of food going into the last round. I have to figure that out. Push it in or remove this. They both do the same thing. Because I get 1 less midden, or I get 1 more midden. I mean, either way, it's going to be kicked back out, so it really does the exact same thing. It doesn't matter. We'll just do it this way. Okay. Okay. I don't know how I'm doing. Not sure that this recruit is paying off like I think it is, because I'm having to just spend my workers to do very menial actions. Although it did let me, I guess, dogpile on this. I think I used that. I'm pretty sure I did. Anyway, these come back to here. This is here. I get a cook. I'm only got 2 worth to cook. And then I have to feed 5. 4, 5, yep, and I got 3 houses. Get 3 midden. Okay. Last round. Man, not getting several stone balls, total killer. 3. Oops. Well, there's one there, but I don't think I can afford to take it. I want the blue for the resources. I'm definitely not taking the stone ball. I want the blue for the resources, but the yellow... So the bottom of this one doesn't do anything for me. I have no red. The bottom of this one, I'm also going to say doesn't really do anything for me because I don't need 2 stone. And I guess I can use a stone for just a resource. So that's probably better. Come out with 5 resources, come out with 5 resources. This will let me get a cow. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to get 4 grain. I am going to... Yeah, this should be fine. I'm going to spend 2 grain for a cow. Shoot. Oh, no, it does work. Okay, yeah. I'm going to cook these. Get 4 food. Get 1 hide. 2 X's. Okay, yes, this works because I can use the big worker here. Yeah. 2 food to get a black guy. Use the black worker there. And 2 food to get another black. Use that one. And 2 bones to get this one. And then I need this one flipped. I need either of these flipped. I'm going to craft this one, though. So, this and this. Oh, I didn't get my last worker. Oh, okay. Hold on. Then I wouldn't have flipped that one. Yeah, I was supposed to get one last worker at the end of the round. Instead, well, I would use a worker to get I need, it doesn't matter, either one really. I'm going to do this one just in the hopes and prayers that, so I'm getting a wood, and then I'm crafting this one with the wood and this, in the hopes and prayers that I see another blue card. Okay, that is what I'm doing for this round. Now I get all my people back. Okay. Should have done the green. Man. I'm not in a spot I love. So, I'm definitely not taking this one. These two, this is worth 2 points, and it gives me 2 knives. This gives me, I would end up with 1 block and 2, whatever it's called, corn. I do have to craft one more thing. I should be doing it here. This. I almost think I might risk it with this one. No, we're gonna do this. Okay, I'm gonna end up with 1 stone and 2 of this. So let's see, I could get to of those. Trade the 4 of those and 1 wool for a rabbit. I need a blue card to come out real bad. I don't really have great options here. I'm going to do the gather for a fish. And I'm going to do a gather for this and a seaweed. I'm going to turn this one in. So the rabbit and a fish to do the craft of this here. And that is my 8 crafts for this one. I'm like half debating, do I just get a bunch of grain? Just like bumping this up for points. Hang on. Yeah, instead of having gotten a fish, I shouldn't have done that. Let me think about that. I'm gonna put the fish and the rabbit back, flip this. Because now that I think about it, so let me put the fish back. This is gonna give me a fish here. Okay, so the advantages of doing that are I can stay pretty empty. My other thought is I just get a bunch of grain and prepare for this. I think that might be what's best. Like just prepare. The punishment is if there's no yellow or blue and there is a green, and that's my best choice. But I think I just have to live with that. So yeah, I'm gonna put another one here, get 2 grain, put another one here, get a fish and a seaweed. get too green. You know what? No, let's not get too green. Let's get another fish egg and a seaweed. And let's just go here and spin this. This and a grain, I think. That's what I'm gonna do. And just remove 2 of these. Okay. I had the option to do 3 and remove 4 things, but I think kicking it back is really pointless. Okay. Oh, it is a blue. Okay. We're happy with that. Watching. I assume you guys are talking about me. Sorry. I am trying to talk out what I'm doing. I'm just in my thought mode. Okay, so I didn't totally... I got lucky, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is going to come out. I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to just do 7 like that, I think. Hopefully I don't want to take a seaweed. I'm going to do that. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is trade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To here. I will turn in this stone to get a fish. I will now turn in the fish and the rabbit. To do this, getting the free craft, which I will do to this one. And that completes that. I'm not going to finish this. I say that. Okay, so I wasn't planning to, let me put it this way, I wasn't planning to finish this. It is 2 points, like -2 points, which is a decent amount. If I went here and got a rabbit, and I cooked that rabbit, I'm using 2 actions, but I was going to use another action to trade, and this is a free one. So really it's a cost of 1 action. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get this, I don't think. No. I can't do this and feed. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't do that in feed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on. I have to feed 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I'd have to use these 3 workers here. These 2 workers here. And a worker here. I would lose 2 of these guys, which is 3 points. I'd gain a total of 5 points. I'm losing 6 because of this. It's probably not worth that. All right, so let's. I do think this might be worth it though. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get a rabbit. Two corn. I'm gonna get 2 more corn. And then I'm gonna cook. So the rabbit is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 and a hide. Okay. I cooked. Now turning in 2 hides. To get to do a free trade. So it costs 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't. I should have went here first. We're going to say I went there first because I would have had an extra seaweed and ball. And I would have spent that seaweed to then get the 2 balls here. Okay. And then my last thing is going to be to clean. And I'm going to trade 1 of these, and 1 of these, and 1 of these. One, 2, 3, 4. That's a bummer. Oh well. Yeah, that's it. End of round. Besides giving back my black people, I have a last cooking. Oh, and I got for that last cleaning, I got another hut. 3 of those. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I have 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I need to feed 6. So I have 1 food left over. And then I get 2 midden. And I did that. And that's it. Devin and I were talking about that. Yeah. So, I honestly don't remember scoring in this game. I feel like I didn't do great, but let's see. I didn't kill any of my people, so I'm satisfied with that. End of game. The furnace track and the trade track. So furnace track, I did not move at all. So all of my people are worth 1 point each. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11. Plus the trade track, 15, so 26. 2 point per action tile flipped over, so I was at 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42. Roof utensils. What did I say? 40. Dang it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Food left over, 50. Minus 2, 48. Nothing on the slider. No face-up task. So 48. So here we go. The player aims to score at least 45. If they score 55 or higher, they have done exceedingly well. I did not do exceedingly well. I just did, I guess, regular well. Okay, so score your task cards, aren't they points? No, they're just negative points. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just negative for not, I think. Focus task. Players lose 5 or 2. Yeah, it's just negative points. So the recruit was interesting. I think I used it to the best of its ability. I think. I don't know. So of the ones I've played, it's my least favorite. So let's see. I have done... not that one. Did I do this one? No. Barter, I think. And innovate. Yeah, it was these 2 that I did before. Good job on doing regular well. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, so before I did innovate. This is, I'm not saying the most powerful one by any means, but this is a Devin strategy one. Just lean into a way of flipping, and that's what I did. And so it was, you basically with this one, just take things to cook, and you cook, and then you come to the innovate to flip, and you cook, come to innovate to flip, and you just keep doing that over and over. So you don't even care about any of like what these resources really are or do. You're just caring about really these two and ways of getting food so you can flip over, or bone, either one. Barter just gave me knives. Yeah, that's right. It's a way of getting knives, and then the big benefit is you got to get this bottom benefit at the end of each round for the knife, or just completely free once you flipped it over. And I did flip this one over really soon. I liked both of these. This one, I mean, basically you get, so the turn I did it all the first round, I basically got 6 extra actions, 3 each round. And then, how many rounds did we play? You play 4 rounds? Yeah. I think I was able to do that 2 of the times. One of the times I got it in the second round, so basically I got, I think, 5 free actions out of it. 2, or 2 and then 3, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's pretty good. It's flexibility. It's different. These other ones give you a strategy to like lean into doing, and that is your strategy. So this one here, I told you that, right? It's you go get stuff that makes food, you cook it, you use this to flip everything, right? Like I had my whole board flipped, which also makes just all your actions really powerful. So I was flipping really early, had very powerful actions. It's great. Getting the extra symbol here, excellent, right? Oh, that's right. And then the flipped version was, that's right, that was even better. If you paid an extra food, you got to do the action of whatever you flipped. Very good. Barter also gave you something to lean into. So it gave you knives. You could use the knives to reap harvest because you're basically focusing on this track. So it's a way you can get to the end of the track, and then you got free resources out of it. This one did not give you something to lean into. Instead, it just gives you more flexibility to do the other 9 actions. So like a lot of times my actions were like I went and got this. I was just using the workers in order to gather a bunch, or the ability to stack multiple in one spot. I don't know. I don't think I liked it as much as these two. I don't think it was bad. I do not like in this solo how much the luck of the draw is dependent. Like, let's imagine that very last round I had where I had a hut and a... Let's imagine this was my options to pick. If so, my last round completely and utterly sucks. Like, it is night and day different of a round if this becomes what I'm choosing at the end. The big difference between this and the multiplayer game is, so in the multiplayer game, you have all of the offer seen like this. This is a great example. So this is the turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, and you know like what's coming. So you know, like, oh, I either need to shift into it or I need to prepare for it or something like that. But in this case, right, these two are the last cards and you've taken no red cards. Like, womp womp, I guess you're taking a hut worth 2 points. And I think the huts are terrible, personally. I don't know. They literally do no impact. And there's just no impact. Right? If you can't figure out how to feed your people, you're not doing something right, because these will generate ways to also feed themselves, right? Blue and yellow feed themselves with what they get. And then some, right? Like, even if you had taken no yellow, if your option was a hut or a person, right? Taking this literally will feed itself by just getting the corn. The stone balls, I think, have potential, but in my case, this was my very first pick, and I did not see another one until the beginning of the 4th round, and then I think there was one also at the end or something like that, or maybe it was the end of the 3rd round, I can't remember, but it was super late, and it came at a time where I could not, like, take it. Whereas, like, had I gotten a stone ball and then maybe one either in the 1st round or in the 2nd round, then like, oh, okay. And then when the 3rd one comes, you really start to reap the benefits of it. But I saw a total of 3 in the entire, yeah. So I took one, and there's the other 2 that I passed on. What are these? Utensils is what they are. I think these are the best of the brown cards, but I find it very hard to take. Like, this benefit is great if you get it early in the game. It is, I mean, it's 4 points less, right, if you get it in the 1st round. The extra cooking, massive. The hide's okay. I never typically furnish. I think you can get a decent amount of points. You take 12 cards, 3 sets, 18 plus 24 is 42 points. Yeah, you can get a lot of points if you balance, but I don't ever see that actually being possible to do 3 sets of 4, mostly because you want one of your rows to be getting you a lot of stuff, and you're turning that in. Like, that becomes what you turn. Well, I guess you're not turning stuff in. It does, though, get increasingly more expensive. Maybe if you're spinning wool. I don't know. Let's see. My other 2 options were to explore and spin wool. Spinning wool seems like an easy win, I think. To me, it feels like an easy win. I guess you can only do it twice, at most twice a round. But man, getting 8 wool, and like that last time, if you've done it 7 times prior, that last one gives you 8 wool. I don't know. It just seems like you'd get so much wool. Like, when the max of this is, it just seems easy. This one, I don't like it mostly because of the randomness of it, right? I mean, I guess you do get more stuff, right? So you draw 2 cards, play that, but you don't get to harvest. I guess that's my holdup with it. When you flip, or before you flip it, you don't get to do anything. Like, you're just getting another card, which is another mouth to feed. Maybe that's a time when you start taking houses or other stuff like that. Cool. But again, it's completely random. Then you can start doing the trade, but a lot of times these exchanges are something like this, and like, you better have, whoops, I'm not showing it, you better have had 2 stone. So, I don't know. I think this explorer is really bad, in my opinion. Yes, I am, Pat. Well, I'm done. I'm just talking now, just rambling. I think this game is neat. This probably falls in my bottom tier of Garfield games. But I think it's cool. I mean, it entertained me for an hour and a half, so I guess that's good. Had decent decisions. Yeah. Anyway, I was just talking about things. I do, personally, maybe it's my style of gameplay. I never will focus on the red cards ever. And the green cards rarely. solely because these are stuff that gives food and stuff you can cook. Garfield games are great. You're right. So this being on the bottom area of Garfield games still puts it well above a lot of other games, like by other designers. But yeah, the green and the blue are stuff that give food. And no matter what strategy you're doing in this game, you are going to have to cook food. So the fact that these don't, especially this one giving wood, and wood is the least useful resource in this. I guess, like, your thought is it's going to give, even that is terrible. Yeah, the red cards just aren't good. Like, I mean, okay, sure, that's fine, but, like, so is the one I did that used that turning stone into things. And they all have something like that. This, yeah. So, only thing I wish is, maybe it did tell me. Did it? It did tell me where the resources went. It's just not etched in the bottom like some of these are. Anyway, that's all I got. I'm just rambling now. So, appreciate everybody that jumped in. Appreciate Paul keeping the chat going on whenever I'm just talking about the game, because that's what I do. I get lost into the games. Paul gets lost into y'all. But yeah, appreciate everybody that's jumping in. If you didn't catch it at the beginning, I say sadly, it's not really all that sadly, but as much as my schedule has been very erratic this summer, and I've just been busy, really with everything, work, life, all kinds of stuff. So I've missed a lot of streams. I have signed up to be a not youth, a counselor, not a counselor, a leader for my middle school church. And so I was accepted into that, and in 2 weeks that starts, and that is on Wednesdays. And so Wednesday has always been my streaming day, and so once the school year starts here in 2 weeks, I'm gonna be doing that. So I was talking to Paul about it today, and hey, thank you Mac Mighty for subscribing. But yeah, so I was talking to Paul about it today, and until I get my schedule worked out, I don't know when is like the streaming day. Like, I can't just say, oh, move it to Tuesday or Sunday or whatnot until I figure it out. And I also have to make sure Lacey is okay, because it's just more and more stuff I am doing in life. But anyway, Pat, thanks, appreciate it. I am excited. I am going to be dealing with some 6th grade boys, and that in itself will be a whole lot of fun. And a challenge, and I'm excited. You sign up for a year commitment, right? So basically through the school year, and they got 2 camps. They got a like spring weekend camp, and then a summer camp. So got those already lined up for dang near a year from now. But yeah, I'm excited to do it. My brother, it's like you do it with there's 3 of you that are all co-leaders, and so my brother's going to be doing it with me for 6th grade, and then we got like a college age kid that's joining us, so should be a blast. We're really excited to get it started, but unfortunately it means I will be solo streaming at least less in the near future until I get something worked out and talk with Lacey and get all that figured out. So anyway, I should be back next week, barring I don't have an emergency trip. There is sort of looming that I might have to go back to St. Louis, but I'm trying to push it a week, so we'll see. But yeah, that's all I got. Paul and I will be streaming this weekend. Paul should know what we're streaming. He definitely told me. We initially were going to do Galactic Cruise, but we changed it for something else, and I do not remember what it was. And Paul did a solo Galactic Cruise instead. I don't remember what we're doing on Friday, but we're doing something on Friday. And then Operation Barclay. I don't know anything about that game. I don't know much about Galactic Cruise, but I definitely don't know anything about Operation Barclay. But yeah, so, and then next week, I need to confirm with Lacey, but we should be doing our pandemic July. And then Paul and I will not be here next Friday because we will be at a local con having lots of fun. So excited about that. But yeah, that's all I've got. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. All those things help us, help our channel grow. See you all in the next one.